energy broadly and clean energy are a massive economic market opportunity and obligation if we're going to maintain global economic growth. In the next 5 years, the world will add more, or will demand more energy than the entire energy consumption of the United States. Right? There's a tremendous market for new energy. I think the changes in policy that diminish the support for manufacturing have now put the U.S., unfortunately, on the sidelines in one of the most kind of strategic growth markets that other countries are competing for. The pipeline of projects, which is a 3 or 4 year exercise, which was growing significantly every year for the last several years, has now frozen. Right? No board of directors has the confidence to make a significant new investment in a major project. At a time when energy demand is growing, it is mind-boggling that a federal government would be actively betting against American companies and American energy technologies. And so this is going to have to get resolved. But until it does, I think you're going to see uncertainty just freezing investment. China, I think, can be accurately described as having considerable advantages across almost all manufacturing sectors. And so, to suggest that, we don't as a nation have the capacity to fight back on clean energy is, tantamount to basically just saying, we as a country are just waving a white flag and giving up. We were effectively fighting back and succeeding over the last several years. When we think about global strategic competition and who's winning and losing, I wouldn't frame the conversation around US versus China. I would frame the conversation around Western democracies who we support and who support our vision of a future versus a Chinese growing economy. And if we thought about working with our allies and figuring out, between what we're doing here in the US and with India and with Mexico and with Canada and with Brazil, then you have a real opportunity to seize this critical technology and bring it back towards nations who we have shared interest with. It's surprising to me that in a country where we see competition with China as such a significant policy driver, we would wave a white flag when we were on the verge of really making progress.